welcome to the live. Hello. Tonight we're going to be talking all about how to survive the festive season, some quick fire tips, because I realise this time of year is super busy. It can be really quite stressful and really quite overwhelming. Now, just pop in the comments a hello if you're there or a hashtag replay if you're watching this on replay. And then also, I want to know what do you struggle with the most when it comes to fitness or food at Christmas? Is it the fact that there's a lot of chocolates and a lot of indulgences around or a lot of snacks? Is it all the parties? Is it the stress and actually you find yourself either undernourishing yourself or just stress eating and not really thinking about what you're eating? What is it the most that you really struggle with? Is it the fact that you really struggle to get into routines with your fitness, or maybe fitness just goes out the window and it is something where you think, do you know what? I'm just going to put that to one side, and fitness, I'll see you again in the new year. Thank you very much. What is it for you? Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to know. Amy, hello. I hope you had a nice day. I hope you had a good one. It is a bit of a rainy day today, isn't it? If you want a bit of sunshine to your day, though, I'd highly recommend doing either of the workouts from today because they were just brilliant. Proper little burner. We did a power walking with light weights. And when I say light weights, they really were. Like, I was using 1.5 kilos, but oh my gosh, you don't half feel it with the repetitions. And so you get, I think Sarah said that we got 3,000 steps in and we worked our shoulders, we did our biceps, did our triceps. It was fabulous. It really was. And then we did a booty band workout afterwards. It was Pilates with a booty band. I can't even tell you the burn. Oh my gosh. That was burny. Anyway, they're up on demand if you want to catch them there. So, if you are watching this on the replay as well, let me know your main struggles. And if I don't cover them, then you give me a little nudge and be like, Lorna, can you go over this, please? And I certainly will. So, I personally think the main difficulties over Christmas are the fact that we've just got so much to do. I feel like there's so many pressures from so many different angles, and we're trying to cram so much into such a short space of time. So I feel like that it's stressful. I feel like it can be really overwhelming. I think there's a lot of indulgences around with food, with snacks, with alcohol, going out for dinner, having people over for dinner. There's a lot of indulgences, and I think as well, we don't move as much generally. We don't tend to move as much. And it doesn't have to be like that. It just tends to be the thing that goes out the window first, and I'm going to tell you how and why it shouldn't in just a moment. But I think there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of overwhelm, there's a lot of indulgences around, and I think sometimes the fitness can go out the window a little bit. Would you agree? Can't resist the biscuits. Oh, Karen, we will get on to the biscuits. I mean, what's your favourite type of biscuit? Do you know what? This is a real side note, but I love a biscuit or two as well. You know, I'm partial to a biscuit or two. It's all about the balanced life. Do you like, I'm going to say it wrong, I call them malted milkies. They're not malted milkies, they're malted milks. Will seems to think that they're the worst kind of biscuit. I personally think they're great. He's more of a chocolate bourbon guy. Um, anyway, Karen, okay, we're going to talk about this. So I've got 3 main tips that I want to cover with you today that I'd like you to take with you into the festive season and beyond, actually. So let's get to it. Now, firstly, one of the reasons we tend to overindulge at this time, and you can tell me if this is you or tell me if you've ever done this or you can relate in some way, is because we're almost trying to save ourselves in a way. So for example, if you know you're going to be going out for a works dinner or a works meal, or you've got a big whatever it is, quite often a lot of people think, okay, well, I know that I'm going to be eating a lot tonight and it's probably going to be, high in calories, it's going to be very indulgent. So what I'll do is I won't have lunch, or I'll just really minimize what I'm having throughout the day. The problem with doing that and not nourishing yourself throughout the day is when you get to that meal, you tend to absolutely overdo it. You're ravenous, you're starving, so you will overdo it and probably have more than you would have done otherwise. Tell me if I'm wrong. And you might think, oh, well, I didn't have my lunch, so do you know what? I'm going to have this, and then I'm going to have the pudding as well, and then I'm going to have the wine as well. And oh my goodness, if you haven't had a proper meal and then you're hitting the wines, well, probably not a great idea. So tip number one would be, rather than this restrict and overindulge cycle, because it might come from the other way around. You might have overeaten or overindulged on whatever that might have been and think, oh, do you know what? I had that last night, so this morning I'm going to really cut back, and then I'm going to cut back on that, and then I'm not going to have as much here because I've overindulged. And then what happens is you end up overindulging because you've restricted, and you end up in this awful cycle, and you're constantly in this negative mindset of bullying yourself. Why did I do that? Why did I eat that? I did that, so now I can't do that, so I have to restrict that. And it's this terrible, terrible cycle, and a really poor relationship with your mind, with your emotional well-being, and with food. So what you need to do instead, if you know you're going out for a big festive meal in the evening, make sure you nourish yourself throughout the day by having a balanced breakfast, a balanced lunch, and one snack. And what I mean by balance is, I want something that's high in protein, it's got healthy fats in it, and it's got some carbohydrates in it. It's going to nourish my body and give my body what it needs. So when you get to that meal at night, you're not over ravenous. You know that you've given your body what it needed, and you're not getting sugar and insulin spikes and dips and crashes, because you've kept your blood sugar at like a good steady level throughout the day. So that would be my tip number one. Think about balanced meals and nourishing your body. And I would focus on high protein, because that is going to keep you feeling fuller for longer. It's going to keep you feeling satiated. So breakfast, what can I have that's high protein at breakfast and balanced? Lunch, what can I have that is high protein and balanced? And then let's get a snack in there. It doesn't have to be one snack. You know, if you're really hungry in the afternoon, there's nothing to say that you can't have another one. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to say, do it that way instead, so you know you're giving your body what it needs. And in terms of high protein, I would be focusing on about 20 grams per meal. Try and get 20 grams per meal in. So that might be eggs breakfast, it might be Greek yogurt, it might be porridge with protein in it, that kind of thing. Lunch, what is it going to be? Focus on your protein source. Where am I getting that from? Do I like fish? Is it tuna? Is that going to be my main source of protein? Is it going to be tofu? I'm just saying anything now. Is it going to be sushi? Is it going to be eggs? Is it going to be chicken? What is it going to be? And then base your meal around that. And then later on, you won't be feeling so ravenous, and you'll be much, much less likely to overindulge. Tip number one. Tip number two, if you feel like you just go all out on the biscuits, or all out on the chocolate, or all out on the snacks, and you just feel like if they're there, you're going to have them, and you just can't help yourself. They're just out and you're going to have them. Here's what I'd like you to do. There's two ways of doing this, actually. One is, are you having that biscuit or that chocolate because you really, really, really want it, and it's going to feel so great when it's in your mouth, and it's just going to really enjoy it, and I'm going to mindfully eat it? Or are you just having it because it's there and because it's out? So is it a habit? So if you've got, say, the tray of the family circle biscuits, is that what they're called, the red tin? I've forgotten what it's called, you know what I mean anyway. The tin of biscuits. Are you just eating them out of habit because they're there? Or are you having the biscuit because you really want it? Or do you want a biscuit, but you don't necessarily want the third and the fourth biscuit? So could you have a couple of biscuits and just really actually enjoy the taste of them and eat them mindfully and say, okay, I've had a couple of biscuits today. I'm going to put that tin away. It's going to be out of sight, out of mind. And then I'm not going to be having it because I know that I'm just doing that out of habit now, just because it's there. Karen, that's great. So you already know that you're going to do that just because it's there. So if you know the biscuit tin is out, it's open, you're doing it out of habit just because they're there, you need to take a little step. I know this is hard. This is hard to do, but it's one of those things that when you keep practicing doing this, it's like working a muscle. It's like working your bicep. The only way to get your bicep stronger is to keep working it, right? So if you keep working this muscle, which I'm going to tell you now, of just taking a pause and thinking, Is that biscuit a hell yeah? If it is, great. I'm going to have that biscuit and I'm going to enjoy it and then be done with it. Or is that, it's not a hell yeah, it's just there. And if that's the case, then you have to remember, okay, the power is quite literally in my hands. I have the power to choose what I do right now. And I have the power to choose just having it, not because I really wanted it, just because it was there. And then I'll probably feel a little bit annoyed at myself for doing that. Or the power to choose, actually, I am the only person that puts things into my mouth. I can choose, and I'm going to not. Sit with it for a little while. So the urge will be there, but ride the urge, and then you'll feel so good for doing that. You keep practicing doing that. That bicep is going to get stronger. That response is going to get stronger. And then you'll be more able to say yeah or no to whether you want it or not. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have biscuits. I'm just saying, is it a hell yeah? Definitely want that biscuit. Or if it's just there, then practice the power of saying no. Prove a point to yourself. And the more you do that as well, actually, the more you're building up this evidence for yourself that you can do that. You can choose. You can choose or not. It's just about taking that little pause and reminding yourself that you are the only person that is in control of what you put into your mouth. So that is what I would do there. And also with this little tip, is it a hell yeah, or is it just because it's there? Know that you can enjoy your indulgences, but that's what they are. And if you find that actually you're having all the indulgences, so you're having the cake that's at work and the biscuits, and you go in out for dinner, and then you're having the dessert and you're having the wine, it might be a case of, okay, I know that I've got a lot of things coming up, like a lot of parties, a lot of festive dues, there's a lot of things around at work. I'm going to choose one indulgence a day, and I'm going to make sure I enjoy it. I'm just going to take my time. I'm not going to be flicking through my phone while I'm eating it. I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to actually enjoy the taste of it, enjoy the sensation of it in my mouth, and be like, yeah, that was really nice, that was. And enjoy that one indulgence. Because, like I said earlier, with the example of the third and the fourth biscuit, you really enjoy that first bite. But then the fifth bite, sixth bite, seventh bite, you're not getting the same amount of enjoyment. And it's kind of reminding yourself that, like, yeah, I'm going to really enjoy this, but do you know what? By the time it gets to the fourth biscuit, I'm not really enjoying that anymore. So just remember that. I hope that's been a useful tip, by the way. Sarah said, I often share half a treat with a colleague. It's the same amount of satisfaction most of the time as a whole one. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. It is just that, isn't it? And actually, if you're sharing it with a colleague, it's almost like an extra level of satisfaction because you're both enjoying that together. Now, my third and my final tip I wanted to share with you today, like I said, I just want this to be a bit of a short fire session and just 3 things that you can take away with you, is working out during this festive period. Now, I know a lot of people who say, do you know what, Lorna? I'm too busy. I can't do it. It's going out the window and I'll start again in January. And I'm thinking, no, please don't do that. And here is why. Because it is a very stressful time. It's a very stressful period. It can be. And it can also be really, really enjoyable. And it's really important to be looking after you, your body and your mind, and actually filling up your cup at this time of year. And one of the best ways to deal with life stresses is to make sure you're getting a workout in. I'm not saying you need to do a HIIT workout or do a million burpees. It might be that morning you need 15 minutes of Pilates, 15 minutes of a yoga, and then do you know what? You go into the day feeling good. And my main tip here isn't just make sure you do it. It's, now, you may be like, oh, Lorna, what are you talking about? But if you like to work out in the afternoon or the evening, I would strongly, strongly encourage you to move it into the morning. Here's why. If you get up and do your workout first thing in the morning, not only does it set you up for a really great day, but it means that it's done and you've definitely got it in. The problem with doing it in the afternoon and the evening is, yeah, you may have been out for a works meal or had something that makes you feel a bit sluggish and you don't want to do it, or you might find yourself running an errand, or then you got to do this little bit of Christmas shopping, and before you know it, the day's running away with you. You get to the evening and you're too exhausted to do anything. So if you do it first thing in the morning, it is done. You've got that workout in, you've got that you time. Yes, even if you don't like getting up early in the morning, look, you're going to get up anyway. So just, just get up. You just got to adult yourself, tie up your ponytail, put on your big girl panties and do it, even if you don't feel like it, because you will feel so much better for doing it. And if you're the person that's saying, no, Lorna, I'm just going to start in January, well, just think, if you start now, even if it's 15 minutes 3 times a week or whatever it is, or 10 minutes every day, or you do 2 at the week, I don't know, whatever it is, start now and think where you'll be in January. You'll be in so much of a better place, both in body and in mind. So I would strongly urge you all to get on the early classes or do it early on demand. Since we've been doing our early classes at 6:30 every single day, I've noticed some people getting into some really good routines. And I personally find it easier to do, say, the same time every day, because then I build it into my daily routine. I get up, I teach my 6:30 class with my squaddies. By 6:50, we've done our workout and we're ready for the day. Every day, Monday to Friday. And it's just, it becomes easy because it's ingrained in your daily routine. And then you get to the point where you don't think about it because it's just something that you do. And what I do with my squaddies is I make sure that there's a variety at the 6:30. So if you come to the 6:30 every day, not only are you getting your workout in, but you're getting like the perfect balance of cardio, strength, and holistic. So you're just ticking all the boxes, basically. I do the same at the 9:30 as well. But anyway, what I would do is move it earlier on the day, get it done before the day runs away with you. And one bonus tip, and this is something that I want to share, is, and I don't know if you've found this, a lot of people at this time of year will have a lot of opinions about what you should and shouldn't be doing. Like, oh, why are you working out? You should be relaxing. Or, oh, why aren't you having the 3rd glass of wine? Come on. Or you shouldn't be having the 3rd glass of wine. Or, are you not going to have the cheese board? Or why are you choosing that? Or why are you having that? Or why can't you have this? Or why? Just, there's so many opinions. And what I want you to do is enjoy it your way. It's one, like, Christmas period, it's, okay, the whole period. Let's make sure we're looking after ourselves. But that short Christmas time, you know what I'm talking about? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Enjoy how you want to enjoy it. Because it's not about what you do in those 2 or 3 days that's important. It's about what you do the rest of the year consistently. So you do it your way. And if someone has an opinion about what you're doing or what you're not doing, then let them. That's something I learned from Mel Robbins. I don't know if anyone's listened to the podcast, but that resonated when it's just like, if someone's got an opinion about what you're doing or you don't agree with something, just let them. Let them have their opinion. That's fine. If they have a strong opinion about what you're doing, that's more a reflection on how, on them, really, as opposed to you. So you do you. But I would encourage you to, let's just recap, not restrict yourself or over-restrict yourself if you're going out at night. If you're going out at night, having a big festive meal, or you go into a party, whatever it is, nourish your body, focus on high protein and balance, breakfast, lunch, and 1 snack. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, is it a hell yeah? If it's a hell yeah, have it. If it's a habit, pause. Put yourself in the driver's seat and remind yourself that you're in control. And when you have that indulgence, enjoy it. Eat it mindfully. Focus on what it tastes like. Put your phone down. Stop looking at a screen. Enjoy the taste of it. That's what it's there for. And if you've got a lot of things coming up, maybe get to the point where you just say, okay, got loads of things coming up, just 1 indulgence a day. Thirdly, move your workout earlier on in the day and make sure it gets done so you can show up as your best self and you can sail through this festive period and really enjoy it. And then finally, enjoy it your way. It only comes around once a year. So I hope that was really useful. I hope you enjoyed this little chat. I really enjoyed chatting with you, and thank you so much as well for your little comments. I hope you like the festiveness as well. And if you're watching this and you want to join us, or you've got a friend you're watching this, so squaddy, and you've got a friend that wants to join, our next intake opens on the 15th of January. And what I would say is get in there now so you've got a plan for the year ahead. And if you get in there now as well and you think, Lorna, but I just want to do some workouts now, then do it. That's fine. Get yourself in, ready for January to start the 6-week course, which is how everyone starts with us, because we like to make sure that everyone, well, is properly welcomed and they're okay and they know where everything is. And we start everyone off in the same little group so that, you're not on your own. You're never on your own. So you'll start with other people starting at the same time as well. And then I'll be there to help you. Laura will be there to help you. Will be there to answer any tech problems. But that's how we do it. But then you've got yourself sorted for the 15th of January. But if you want to do something in the meantime, just message me and I can send you something to do. Give you some homework, no problem. Anyway, I really, really hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks so much, Sarah. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I will see you, Sarah, for your amazing session tomorrow. I can't wait. It's going to be great. Sarah's chosen a super chill one, which I think will be perfect for this time of year. So I'll see you then at 6:30, or I'll see you at the 9:30 Stronger. That is a weights workout, so flexing the bicep. I feel like I need to bend this bicep now. This one needs some attention. Anyway, that's enough from me. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. And is it too early to say Merry Christmas? Or happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating right now. Anyway, take care, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.